सद्गुरुनाथ महाराज की जय। महायोगी स्वामी उमानंद सरस्वती की जय. Yes, for the English viewers, listeners, um, we are turning to questions 65, 66, 67, 68. I'll try and finish at least six. So let's try and see if we can go from 65 to 70. So that by the end of this year, I need to finish 30, totally, I think almost 35 questions more. So let's see, so that we complete one text by December 31st. All right. Now, the question comes is, for how long do we need to be a student of Siddha Yoga? Now, once you are a student of Siddha Yoga, you're forever a seeker, an aspirant of this yoga path. However, initiation is a spiritual birth. Now, from that very day, the body, mind, and intellect will start undergoing a change. See, basically, you take any creeper and you fix, let's say, and give it a support of either a stick or a tree or something, and then it has its own journey. So instead of falling without a support, it used to fall at where the creeper falls, or it sort of trails on the ground and all. So here, if you give a support, it has a particular support and it can climb. Similarly, in Siddha Yoga, once you are initiated with the help of Kundalini or with the help of Guru or with the help of the mantra, we start climbing up in life. We climb in our lives, we start climbing various ladders and stairs and steps and levels, and we reach to higher heights. The height is, and we are climbing towards enlightened state. It may not be done this very life that we are born in, but this, even this grace, once you are graced, the grace continues for the next life also. In case you don't make it by the end of the life, it doesn't mean that you are going to waste all these years. No, it's going to continue its journey. And it will not stop till you attain complete enlightenment. This is a very graced path, and the Guru stays with you, along with you. In Bhagavad Gita, Sri Krishna tells Arjun, he says, "I have known 13 lives of mine, and yours too." And yours too. So they keep on coming together at with a different sort of for different roles they come together, Guru Shishya. And because the moment Guru and Shishya come together, what is born out of it is knowledge, scriptures. That is the birth. That is the birth of knowledge. So for the birth of knowledge, a Guru Shishya comes together. Like for a birth of a person, parents come together or couple comes together. Similarly, for birth of knowledge, various scriptures, various discoveries which are of spiritual world, various disclosures of the spiritual world, a Guru and Shishya are born again and again, so that the journey continues and the scriptures take you further and further. So here it says initiation is a spiritual birth. From that very day, a body, mind and intellect will undergo a change and we will become spiritually tuned. Now, spiritually tuned, what do we mean by spiritually tuned? Actually, we will be getting more and more interested about the ultimate reality. We shall develop deeper interest, curiosity, about the ultimate reality, and you'll enjoy the journey towards it. The student seeker in us will accompany us not only in this life, but even up to the next one. So until he or she we reach Siddhatva. So this Kundalini or the grace, let's use a simple word. The grace of the Guru accompanies you till you complete the journey and reach the ultimate enlightened state. It's a very beautiful way of, so you can relax. So we don't have to worry. Suppose we're not able to complete the journey. In Bhagavad Gita also, Arjun asks him, he says, the path that you have talked about, Pantharaj, it seems to be, I would love to do it, but I don't think I'm trained for that, and my mind may not be ready to do it. He says, don't worry. You don't have to worry. Even if you don't complete the journey, he says, what if my life ends before I get enlightened? He says, don't worry. Krishna says, don't worry. You will be reborn again in a family where the culture, the family culture or the family atmosphere will be more appropriate to further your journey. So don't worry about not being able to complete the journey. Let's just start the journey first. Then he says, what are the basic requirements for practicing Siddha Yoga? So first, of course, you need a Siddha Guru. And of course, we have a great lineage, Nityan Baba, Muktan Baba, Umanand Saraswati. We've got many people. We've got Gondolekar Maharaj, we've got Swami Samartha, there are so many people. There are Ramakrishna Math is there, Vivekananda Math is there. All these saints, they are still guiding us. Sant Gnanadev, Sant Gnaneshwara's, Siddha Gorakshnath, Nath Sampradaya. All these are still there. They are active. You just need to start your journey. And any saint, they are the most enlightened siddhas on the earth. There may be very few, let's say even 150, we had Gagangiri Maharaj of Kolhapur. I believe in one of his books he said right now about 250 masters of various sects are on earth helping mankind to attain salvation. 250 great saints are on earth to attain, for man to attain salvation. So Yoga of Siddha Guru's grace, one must be initiated first. And then after initiation, Guru alone can give guidance about the ways of worship. Now sometimes through external association, contact, but suppose the Guru also takes nirvana, yet they continue to guide you through your intuition, through your meditation, and Guru uses all the external ways of reaching you. As I told you, sometimes the texts will come to you. Your friends will come and say, this is a very good book, you can take it to read. Or somebody will come and tell you there's a great saint down the lane if you want to go and visit. So somewhere the spiritual world starts coming closer to you. It can be of various other gurus, because it's a principle, a PLE, it's not a principal, PAL. So you may come across various masters. It is so said Lord Dattatreya had 24 masters. So the energy comes up to you. So don't worry about it. You are never left alone. The moment you are on this path, Guru sees that you are given the necessary the text required, the mantra required, a favorable situation for your studies to be continued. For example, I'll give you an example. Suppose you decide to go and sit under a tree and then you sit for meditation. And you sit there for meditation, and then you feel you are getting disturbed because of the too much of sun or something like that. And suddenly the clouds will try and sort of block the scorching heat of the sun. So even nature helps you, people help you. I'll give you a very beautiful story of Samartha Ramdas school of thought. And once the master, he told, they were followers of Ramdas. Das Bodh is the scripture of Samartha Ramdas school of thought. Their main principal text is Das Bodh. So one of the devotees asked his guru, he says, what should I need to develop. So he says, you cannot stay with me together. And because two gurus in one place, you are not able to grow then. So you need to move out of the shelter of a tree so that you can grow again. So he says, I don't want to go anywhere. He says, where will I go? The devotee didn't want to leave the master. So master says, don't worry, go. And he says, here. So he said, what am I supposed to do? So he said, take this. He gave a text, Das Bodh, and he says, just start rewriting it with your hands. Take paper and start writing Das Bodh. Don't worry about anything else. You just go. So he says, where will I go? But so he says, okay, here's a blanket, put it on yourself, and while going, wherever it gets stuck, beautiful it is, it's a beautiful story. Wherever it gets stuck, that should be your destination. Now, and he says, then I don't have any help. So he calls 2-3 devotees, younger ones, and he says, you 3 will go with him. Now you help him to look after. And he sends his bunch of 4 people away, 1 leader and 3 other followers. And he gives just one text, Grantha, Das Bodh, and he says, take these papers, take this pen, and now you make your journey. So this fellow, of course, Guru's orders are Guru's orders. So he leaves the ashram, and he has a little, that stole or shawl, whatever it is on his shoulder. He puts it on himself, and while going, where in some desert there is some bush which is like cactus, something growing in the desert, and it gets stuck there. And he looks around, it's absolutely barren land. There's nothing there. Now he looks and he says the stole has got stuck there. So he needs to now settle there. But there's absolutely nothing around. He panics. He panics. But he knows it's Guru's orders. So he says, doesn't matter. He just puts the same stole down on the sink floor and sits down. So these 3 look around, they say, my God, this is no place, there's nobody around here. So they say, what should we do here? What can we do? So he says, I don't know, I'm going to stay here now. You go around, see if there's any nearby village and get some ration or something for us to eat. And he sends them. So the ascetics have the moral, ethical right to go and ask for food. So these 3 boys go, and somewhere a little distance away, there's a small little village. And somehow the stay starts. This man, there's no home, there's no shelter, no nothing. They just sleep in the open, they get up in the open, and there's nothing around. But slowly, these boys they go there and they start bringing certain food and all to eat. They eat. Of course, the first almost a month, it becomes a very difficult thing for them. Then one fine morning, one of the villagers says, these 3 boys, where do they come from? And where do they go with little food, whatever we give? So he goes after them. So they say, our master is at so and so place, we take it. So this village fellow goes with them and sees there's absolutely nothing. There's no shelter, there's no covering, there's no home, there's nothing, not even a hut, not a shelter, nothing. It's like just a couple of rocks, 1 or 2 rocks, like they are, sitting against the rocks or something like that. The village fellow comes back and he says, no, I must do something for these people. Now he goes back into the village and now starts the actual grace. Now see, he's obeyed his guru. Now the guru looks into the matter. So now the villagers start coming, and this fellow very religiously every day sits and writes Das Bodh. He just takes the scripture and word to word he starts writing in a good handwriting, and he starts reading and writing, reading and writing, reading and writing. It's a massive work, it is a massive work, that's what. And almost by the time he just a couple of chapters he just finishes, by then the villagers start coming. And they start coming, and in their own little ways, they are quite stunned at the capacity of this young follower. He's sitting there and writing. Then they start bringing him pen and paper, and then food to eat, and then some blankets, and then covering, and slowly, and they put up this ashram for him. And the ashram gets constructed. And with almost less than a year, or 1.5 or 2 years something, there was a beautiful center which grew up, of Dasbodh Center. So this is how grace works. So you just need to take any holy scripture, start writing or start reading, and let the grace, the deity of the scripture take care of you. You will start seeing how the spirit, the spiritual power enters your life. So these are the basic requirements. One needs to be blessed, then surrender to Guru. I just told you how he surrendered to the thoughts. He just decided, no, I've been told to sit here and write. I'm going to sit and write. That's all. Then it was the grace of the text, the Samartha Ramdas, the main saint of the text. Well, it just worked. Probably his grace worked, and the villagers started coming, and slowly Ramdas Mutt was also built. In order to know Guru well, know Guru's thoughts and familiarize. The best way about knowing Guru is read his works. Read his works, read his teachings. Read his teachings. Read his teachings. I had told a story about even Sandipani and Deepak. Deepak was one devotee who went with his Guru, Sandipani, to serve him. And for a couple of years, the Guru had decided to undertake the sins of the world in a form of some disease. And the Guru was in pain, but this boy was trying to serve. He was just a kid of 12 to 14. And he decided to serve the Guru. When the Guru was in absolute pain at times, all his frustrations would come on this Deepak. He would tell Deepak to go and bring food. If it is brought more, he used to say, you are greedy. If it is brought less, he used to say, you don't know how to ask for alms. And he used to become difficult. Finally, all three gods, Brahma, Vishnu and Mahesh, they come down and they tell Deepak, you have been serving your Guru for so long. We are impressed by your devotion to Guru. We would like to grant you some boon. So he says, don't worry, my Guru is capable of giving. They say, we don't see Guru giving you anything. So please allow us to help you. So he says, no. And then he says, if at all you want to help, let me go and ask my Guru what I could ask from you. And he rushes to his Guru and he says, the Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh lords have come. They want to grant me some boon. So what should I ask for? Should I ask to cure you of your diseases? At that time, Guru says, you're going to ask for something so simple? Can you imagine having 14, 15 years of a diseased body? And when the boon comes, he says, don't ignore it. That is the power of a Guru. And this power accompanies, this power gets transferred from Guru to you. You tend to build up that power within you. And that is what makes us, our life living graceful, very easy. So he says, normally a Guru gives you, as this master had given him Dasbodh, similarly various Gurus give us the various texts, because there is some sort of a study inculcated in the seekers and aspirants. So it could be Puran, it could be Ved, it could be Swadhyay. We have prayers here, we have Swadhyay, we have Rudra, then we have Guru Charitra Bodheshwari, Jnaneshwari. These are some of the texts which our Guru has passed on to us, and she expects us to study that. So while studying it, if we are studying it and we are working on it, any obstacles which can come in the way are cleared for us, are taken care of. So here we have Guru Gita Artheshwari, both in English and Marathi we have. Now this is a Swadhyay which we have. We have about a few texts in our school of thought, Siddha Yoga, in which first Swadhyay is from Skanda Puran. It is in praise of a Guru. It's a discourse it's a conversation between Shiva and Parvati, in which Lord Shiva tells Parvati the significance of Guru. We are going to do that text. We are going to do it from 2021. So we're going to do that. And that's a Siddha Yoga. And then, of course, there are other prayers. We have Rudra. Then we have basically Gnaneshwari and Amrutanubhav. January onwards, I'm going to start sort of lectures on Gnaneshwari and Amrutanubhav simultaneously. So all those who wish to be the members of the ashram, feel free to be with us and we study together. So do we need to do sadhana in a group, or can we do it at home all by ourselves? When we play chain cook, somebody, if you are tired, you don't want to run, somebody in front who knows, for whom running is easy, because you've held his hand or her hand, you start running. So if you do it with people, your journey can become easier. But you can even do it on your own. It's not that. On own we may tend to become slightly slow. Even gurus, they tend to have these devotees, the new ones when they come. Guru holds on to them also so that he is made to continue working. I mean, I myself, I prefer to keep on, when newcomers come to the ashram, I want to interact with them, because that keeps me going on. This journey has to be, first, a beautiful definition of Vyas I would like to give. It's like I heard it from one of the masters on YouTube, and it's like a definition given, and they say the earth has a circumference and a diameter. The central line which runs across in the exact, dividing the sphere into the half, and from one point of the circumference, the person crosses this line and reaches the other point of the circumference. So let us consider that the center of that line, which is dividing the two spheres, that center up to it, if you reach, it's like an enlightened state. Now some people tend to stay put there, but there are people who would like to continue with an enlightened state to the other end of the circumference, so that they distribute or they forward the knowledge. Or in nature you will see, sun doesn't shine for itself, it shines for the others. It shines for the others. Even Jnanadev says that if I don't talk about it, it's not that nobody is going to come and tell you about it. If I don't talk about Atma and spirit, Jnanadev says there will be somebody else who will come and do it. But I do it because I'm in love with the topic. And I feel I should continue to serve as long as I'm there. So an enlightened person, first he works towards getting enlightened, and then later he continues to work to share to pass on the gift of enlightenment. So it's a very, like a responsibility. It's like a responsibility. You are entrusted with knowledge. You are supposed to now hand it over to somebody. So the next generation gets the benefit of it. Okay, so when we play chain cook, we tend to, yes, even we feel tired, we run because the others are running. Sadhana in a group can tend to keep the pace. We can be running at a correct speed. On our own, we may tend to slow down. Those who gather speed, even in the spiritual race, will force us to run the distance fast, and we tend to even gain speed. So, do belong to a group and try and work with a group. Of course, when you are with a group, you get certain advantages, and sometimes you can do it on your own. So, but be comfortable both ways. I mean, be ready to even do it in a group and also do it alone. How do we attain pure devotion for Guru? Let all the five sense organs, mind, intellect, be in continuous association with Guru. Purifying is, my Guru used to say very beautifully, try, if you are happy for anything, give the credit to Guru. Give the credit to Guru. If you're having problems, then you take the responsibility of it for some wrong act done by you. This way you tend to grow fond of Guru, grow very fond of Guru, and then the devotion starts becoming pure. Guru is a divine Shakti which is described with characteristics of Satchit and Ananda. When we with all mind, body, intellect think of the Guru, we develop contact with Satchitananda. Now, I'll give you a beautiful example. In Satchitananda, there are certain attributes. We are doing it with Shiva Sutra. We found out that it is the man has to be free of ego and desires. If your desires have to be replaced by consciousness. The more you dissolve your desires and live by consciousness, your entire personality is going to be purified. It's going to be purified. If you start living by desires, it may end up, it's not wrong, but if your consciousness interferes with your desire, then select consciousness. The more you do live by the awareness of the consciousness, the more purer you're going to be. The more you're going to live by the desires, you may, sometimes if the desires are good, it's okay, but sometimes minimize the desires and live by consciousness. If you want something and the consciousness says it may not be needed, so we should be able to stop there. But anyway, you have to try to purify your mind, intellect and body. And this is the best way to do is live by consciousness, minimize the desires, and you will start living a pure life. How do we develop love for all human beings? All human beings. You've got to first truly love Guru. If you love Guru, then you will realize that Guru himself or herself manifests in any form which comes into your life. Guru himself or herself manifests in very various forms. Sometimes they come to test your patience. Sometimes they come to help you. Sometimes they come to give you knowledge. Sometimes they come to learn, so to see whether you are aware of these things. Sorry. So, all the forms which come into your life later, all people, person, place, everything is backed by the Guru's grace. So, it becomes very truly love Guru, and since Guru resides in all, soon you shall find tremendous potential of love for all. Once a sadhak attains Siddhatva, becomes Shiva, does he change back to sadhak? No. Once the butter is out, after when you churn the curds and the butter is out, does it go back into it? No. Once you become, at least once you develop the art of communicating, the moment you become one with the consciousness of the universe, once you become one with the consciousness of the Guru, let's put it the other way around. Once the grace of the Guru turns your chitta, that is the mind, and fills it up with only consciousness, then you become like a Shiva. In Shiva Sutra, we will learn about various stages of becoming one with the Shiva. we'll be conducting some of these courses again. So, those who are interested in doing workshops with me on Shiva Sutra or Kundalini Yoga, you can send me your details on 9511602400. Please make no calls. Just send me your details. If I need to connect, I shall call you. This is Swami Radhikanan from Pune. We have completed 70 questions today. So we have come up to 70. Now we have 30 more to complete the chapter, the text, and I think I should be able to do it by December 31st. So we are having a great time now, Diwali. I'm sure all of you have enjoyed, eaten a lot of sweets. Share it with people who cannot afford it. Share some of your sweets with people who cannot afford it. Okay? So, we have one more day to enjoy Diwali. So, happy Diwali. Okay? This is Swami Radhikanan from Pune.